So yeah, then let's start with our little discussion panel about the visualization and about Visio. Just maybe a short introduction of you.
I'm Ashutosh Tripathi. I'm Group Program Manager for Visio.
My name is Fillies, and I'm a Managing Director of Semtation. We are one of the Visio partners, and we have a booth here.
My name is Lelic, and I'm Managing Director of OneAssist, and we're one of the Visio partners, also long year Visio work and development.
Yeah, so you're very deep Visio experts. For me, Visio is always a tool to draw good quality diagrams, but Visio, as I learned, could much more. We're talking about the digital transformation. How can visualization help with the digital transformation?
I think in today's world, when we look at business transformation, the speed of the innovation is key. And it is important to understand that why this innovation is changing the world so fast. One of the things is that you'll find that information is now available for everyone. Information is democratized. Second thing, you'll find that people are involved. They're involved so deep into a bunch of things that is there. And the third most critical thing is, now you'll find data everywhere. A lot of data, and it is hard to get that intelligence out. So we have got all of these things, factors, which are responsible for creation bunch of innovations. Now Visio helps you to visualize things in a picture, in a diagram, which makes it very fast for humans to understand that. It just takes about 13 milliseconds to process an image. And the second part you see is that Visio, being a very connected tool, involves your entire team in the process of business transformation that you see today. Once you have your entire team, because business transformation is not one man's job or one team's job, it is the entire organization has to be part of that. So that kind of collaboration is required for business transformation. And finally, Visio's capabilities that we've been there for a long time, we are enhancing those, which allows you to look at data from a Visio's perspective, which is operational dashboards and looking at combining business intelligence. You can start measuring the results of the transformation that you want to achieve.
Yeah, I saw that the Visio gets more and more complex. Christian, for you as a Microsoft partner with your customers, how do you use Visio in your customer project to help with the digital transformation of your customers?
So our perspective as a tool vendor is a little bit different there as a business process modeling tool vendor, because we use Visio since 2002 for doing business process optimization projects, ERP projects, and things like that. And this new hype of machine learning and artificial intelligence is, from our point of view, also just a process improvement project, which people really do a good job if they discuss the processes, visualize the processes, and think about how to optimize those processes. So just process modeling is a little bit different for AI than it was for BPM engines, because for BPM engines we have very technical notations. We try to create executable models, but with AI and big data, this is a completely different beast, and therefore especially Visio is well suited to model, think about processes on department level and not on technical level, because we don't have to create executable code here, but we have to understand the business scenarios, where it makes sense and how it pays to use machine learning and similar technologies.
Yeah, Christian, you already mentioned it. The digital transformation and reorganization process or creating new processes. Ashena, you have a lot of experience with that. How important is the visualization of new processes, or how can Visio help to create better processes?
Quite a complex question, Christian. I would say that there is two main factors which make Visio an ideal tool for it. First of all, it's translation. We're translating from any kind of written or spoken text into a standardized visualization, which means we translate from some kind of we think we know what we're talking about to a we see exactly what we're talking about. And the other thing quite goes with it, and that is that from somebody drawing something in this way and the other one in that way, everybody is going in the same direction. So Visio enforces standardization, as Christian mentioned already. Whether it is BPM or ISO, anything is okay as long as the whole organization knows what they see, what they read, and how the certain things need to be documented. So the standardization and the translation are both the most important concepts about Visio. Now, this is also important whether you talk about BPM, whether you talk about IT categories, whether you talk about organizational topics. It's always having this one common source of knowledge and this one common source of understanding what the other one is talking about. And that's one of the core powers of Visio.
Yeah, we saw that when you recreate a process and you draw a Visio org chart or whatever, a process diagram, it's not static anymore. You have so many capabilities of adding data, connecting data, and you talked about Visio as a tool for teamwork. Can you a little bit explain it a little more?
Right, so I think a couple of points here. One, Visio Online now being available on cloud with all Office 365 users, your teamwork is now extended beyond your organization. You can interact and you can share your diagrams to your partners and your subsidiaries and outside your organization with whom you work very closely. And they can work on that. This whole collaboration is a force multiplier. You can get real-time feedback on what's happening from your partners. So that's the important part when you expand the definition of the team to all those you work with. So Visio now, with available online, expands that. And second, Visio is bringing those capabilities which Office has for a long time. For example, integration with Skype and a bunch of other capabilities which allow you to collaborate, where you can see who is working on your document, you can receive comments, feedback, and you can also mention the name of the folks that you actually want, and they'll get notification. So it's a very integrated kind of tool which brings your entire team together for a particular goal.
Yeah, we see that Microsoft is very, very speedy in integrating so many features in Office 365 and in all different products. For you as a partner, are your customers asking, hey, Microsoft's offering so many tools, and now Visio becomes a tool for data visualization, for interactive stuff. What do you recommend your customers? What tools should they need?
Customers usually stay with one kind of diagram. They don't switch. The same user doesn't switch from one style of diagramming to another style of diagramming. But there might be other departments in the same company who use different diagrams there. It's not very common that somebody who comes from process modeling goes to data modeling or data warehouse projects or something similar. But we always tell the customer that we as Semtation will never implement something which is available in this broad range of products and solutions from Office, and we can take from many web parts and services in this Azure environment and combine them to have very user-friendly, comfortable solutions there, which allow the workflow and commenting functions inside the SharePoint portals.
Sorry?
I just had a small comment on that, and I totally agree with Christian when he says that customers have a set of diagrams and they'll continue a different set of visualization, and they don't change usually. And I think the idea is to allow customers, our customers, to continue the same set of visualization they have, for example, for Visio, and bring that in a business integration context. For example, if they're using Power BI, they can bring their existing diagram, which has been created through Visio, into the Power BI context. So you're not switching tools. Within the same tool, you're using both the capabilities to bring intelligence, which is context related.
Shanna, I want to ask you, have you already done a project with your customers helping them to do the digital transformation with the support of Visio?
That was not really a question, was it, Christian? Of course we have. As much as our customers are different, their needs are very, very similar. Now, of course, every customer has a different flavor or a different way they do certain things, but the tooling they want to use is very, very standardized. So to come back to your question about the tooling and how many different tools, etc., usually you can stripe down everything to 2 or 3 standardizing tools, and that is what customers want. They don't want to have to use 5 different tools to do a similar type of work. Whether you talk about IT or BPM or any other stuff, as long as they can, well, put everything down or concentrate everything to do it with one or two tools, they will be more than happy. So yes, I did several digital transformation, and it's not only BPM, but customers, as Christian also said, they don't want to switch. They don't want to switch tools all the time. They would love to do, 3 things with the same tool and then 5 things with the same tool. So to continue what Ashutosh also said, if we can put more power into one tool and do things which they couldn't do before with still the same tool, they will be happier and do even more of the transformational stuff, because customers are always asking the same thing. Can I do this too? And please don't force me to use another tool. And if we tell them every few months, yes, you can do even this now, with still the tool you love, you use, they will be more than happy and start transforming. And again, to take over also what Ashutosh said, yes, the innovation is becoming faster and faster and faster. Why? Because the organizations need to change faster, because what the organizations are is, well, they're living inside of an ecosystem, and this ecosystem is changing quicker. So they don't even have time to learn new tools. And if we help them with existing tools, they will innovate quicker, they will use quicker, and, well, there'll be a happier ecosystem component.
So that customers have to learn, because in former times we have maybe Word for text, calculations for Excel, and now we have all the tools can do anything, I think sometimes. So it would be more complex. Another question, how have you as Microsoft, so you have to use your own stuff, of course. Can you give some example, how are you using Visio in maybe some fancy way?
And that's actually a good one. So Microsoft, of course, uses Visio broadly in very extensive ways. You'll find that most of these product developments that happen use Visio for a bunch of design diagrams that are created, and that's always there. We have started using Visio for our agile development, and when we go into different rings that we actually deploy our software to get into the next level of quality, we use those metrics superimposed on Visio design diagrams and further to see where are the issues that we are facing. We recently also started using Visio diagrams in facilities as well, and there are a bunch of things that are going on where IoT signals are being used and superimposed on the facilities maps that are created with Visio. So there's several things going on. These are just examples.
Okay. Christian, how are you using Visio internally in semtation?
The most less known way how we can model with SemTalk is to model SharePoint. So we have made a graphical editor where we can describe graphically lists, content types, lookups, and stuff like that. And we have an OEM version made for develop, which they use to design their customer data structures and then generate SharePoint solutions based on that stuff. So this is how we use it, and most of our customers don't know that this is even possible.
I can still remember a version of Visio where we can start with SharePoint designer workflows as an entry point. So there are a lot of opportunities what you can do. Senaj, what are you using internally in your company with Visio?
How to be honest and not be too, well, we crack it open and we just try new things out. So, of course, the standard BPM stuff, etc., we have a version of our BPM solution running internally too, but that's not the main point. The main point is really seeing how we can extend Visio into internal scenarios more than just a standard BPM. So what we do, of course, is internal IT documentation, but that's not too large. On the other way is also connecting with different data sources, data types, and trying to create your non-standard diagram types to see what kind of visualization a customer in a specific project might need, which is not standardized, IT or BPM, etc. So that for us, it's more a playground where we start to see what the engine is capable of doing and how much you can tweak it before it really is, beyond the point where it said, okay, that's not a Visio scenario anymore.
So, lots of things to learn about Visio. Thank you very much for taking the time. And I think where they can find more about Visio? Do you have an URL? I said you have an email address.
Absolutely. That's right there. And you can actually write to us on tellvisio@microsoft.com, any questions that you have. And you can always sign up for things that are coming new on Visio at aka.ms/visio-new. And it's a pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.